Welcome back to all of you who are in the History Raw group. It's been a couple of months. If you're with me tonight, I appreciate you being here. I am looking forward to restarting these Friday night videos about eerie, unusual, or historical, little known facts and events, places, and people concerning our great state of Oklahoma. Tonight, I'm going to do a historical video, and it is about what many historians consider to be the first French explorer in our great state. Now, the Spanish, they were the first Europeans to step foot in what is now Oklahoma. If you don't count the Norsemen, the Vikings, which some believe may have been in our state here in the southeastern part of the state near Heavener, which I will share about in a future video. But if we don't count them, the Spanish are the first explorers to set foot in our state, or what is now our state. And the first being Francisco, well, I'm not sure if that's his name, I think so, but Coronado. I won't try to impress you with full names. Coronado in 1541, crossing over in the Panhandle. Remember, I did a video on the sand dunes where Coronado supposedly watched 3 of his men vanish before him in what is known as the Oklahoma Bermuda Triangle, or the Shaman's Portal. But we're not talking about that. There was, I think, 1, maybe 2 more Spanish explorers that set foot in the state. And then, a good 130 years later, 130 to 150 years later, what is considered to be the first French explorer to set foot in our state was in 1719. Now, before we talk about this person, remember that the Spanish, they were not really interested in Oklahoma territory. They did not establish any settlements. They were looking for gold, and so they were just passing through. The only thing, as far as a land geographical feature, well, not the only thing, but one of the main things that is named with a Spanish name is the Cimarron River. Now, the French, they laid claim to the lands west of the Mississippi in the 1680s when de Cavalier, Robert de Cavalier came, and I'm probably butchering that name. I didn't prep like I should have. I'm a little rusty, forgive me. But I'll put a link to him in the comments. But he came down exploring the Mississippi River and came down to New Orleans. And he and another French explorer claimed the lands west of the Mississippi, especially the Mississippi Basin, for the French. It became known as the Louisiana Territory. And so after that, French explorers started to come. And the first one to come into Oklahoma was this striking gentleman that I'm going to show you right now. Jean-Baptiste Bernard de la Harpe. Now, a little bit of background information on de la Harpe. He is considered to be the one who gave Little Rock, Arkansas, its name in 1722. You can bring up his page here, like on Wikipedia, and read about it. There's even a history of Arkansas, or an encyclopedia of Arkansas website. You can read about him and about more of his adventures and his explorations in Arkansas. He explored in Texas. He produced the first known map of Galveston Island. If you ever go to Galveston, go to the Rosenberg Library and you can see this map, or at least a copy of it, at the Rosenberg Library in Galveston. But in 1719, La Harpe came into Oklahoma. He had established a trading, and that's why the French wanted to explore. They were not looking for gold. They were looking for, they wanted to trade in furs with the Native Americans. And so La Harpe established a fort near what is now Texarkana in the Caddo Native American country. But he wanted to establish relations with the Wichita tribes north and to the west. And so, leaving that fort near Texarkana, he went up the Red River all the way to the area around present-day Idabel, Oklahoma. And then he started trekking with his men and his pack mules over the Wichita Mountains north. And he came through southeastern Oklahoma, eventually making it to the Arkansas River south of Tulsa, in which he finally made contact with a Wichita subgroup called the Tawakani. But anyway, there is a historical marker. There is an Oklahoma historical marker about this trip that De La Harpe made through southeast Oklahoma. So here is a Google map, or a satellite map. Yes, it is Google. And so just to give you a perspective, here's McAllister, part of Lake Eufaula. Robbers Cave State Park, north of Wilburton. Fanshawe, Oklahoma, History Raw headquarters where Mr. Bings, aka me, Jeff, dwells. So to see this marker, we're going to travel down Highway 270 through Red Oak, Panola, Wilburton, and then leaving out of Wilburton West, we're going to go 8 miles, which is also 9 miles northeast of Hartshorn, to the historical marker of Bernard de la Harpe's 1719 expedition. So that's where we're going. Let's head there now, shall we? Welcome back, you HRers, you lovers of history. I am now coming to you on site of the Oklahoma historical marker for Bernard de la Harpe. But I wanted to give you just kind of an idea of the beauty that surrounds the historical marker. Now, it is conveniently located 8 miles approximately west of Wilburton, 9 miles east of Hartshorn on Highway 271/59. And after this next truck passes, I will talk about it as I pan around to it. And there we have it. Let me back out to kind of get the full scale of it. And it's a fairly new marker. Let's get up close and read it. Bernard de la Harpe. Full name is Jean-Baptiste Bernard de la Harpe. 1719.
304 years ago, this French explorer, seeking trade with the Wichita Indians, came north from Louisiana on August 25, 1719. He camped 3 miles east of Hartshorn, and the next day, following Gaines Creek, passed here on his way to the Canadian River and the Wichita villages to the north. Now, I shared with you earlier that he is considered by many the first French explorer to come into what is now Oklahoma. But in a future video about another historical place in Oklahoma, I'll share with you a theory. Let me let this truck pass by. A theory that there was another French explorer in Oklahoma some 35 years before him. But anyway, let's head back to the home base and finish up this video. We'll see you back there. Bye-bye.
All right, we're back to home base in Fanshawe. Hope you enjoyed getting to see that historical marker. Now, I told you that there is a theory that there was a French explorer in Oklahoma before De la Harpe. Now, I told you earlier about the French explorer that came down the Mississippi River, and I said his name was Cavalier, and I'm so embarrassed because it was not Cavalier, but Rene Robert Cavalier Sieur de La Salle, who came down the Mississippi River and claimed the lands. Whoops, hold on, I lost you. Claimed the lands for France. Let me bring this up right here. Rene Robert Cavalier Sieur de La Salle. Now, La Salle died in 1687. This is the Wikipedia page. And you can see here it says in present day Huntsville, Texas. But the theory that I'm going to share in the future when I do a video on the runestone is a theory that the runestone is not by the Norse. It's not a Native American marker, but it was a memorial grave marker for La Salle. So that would put him in Oklahoma 30 years before De la Harpe. But that's for that video. And I'll share with you about that in a couple of weeks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know about it in the comments. Hey, is there something that you have heard about in Oklahoma? A story, a legend, or an event that you would like to see a video on? Let me know about that in the comments also. I hope you'll forgive me for my unpreparedness, but as I get back into the swing of things, they're going to be better. And something that's going to help me is right before the summer ended, I was contacted by another junior college to start doing some online teaching for them. And one of the classes is Oklahoma history. So I'm excited. I'm going to be teaching Oklahoma history as an online course for another junior college. So that's going to give me 5 classes in the fall. 3 for Carl Albert in Podo, and 2 for, and it's Connors State College in Warner. So I'm excited. Anyway, let me hear from you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you if the creek don't rise next Friday. Bye-bye.